Hey everyone, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is of course my November plan with me and bullet journal setup. It sounds weird even saying that because I cannot believe it's already November. The fact that there's only 2 months left in this year is absolutely insane to me. Time is just a weird thing that is going on and I do not know what to do about it. 2017 needs to slow down. Anyways, as usual, today I'm going to be showing you how I set up my bullet journal for this month. You can plan along with me, you can doodle with me, or you can even just grab a snack and relax. Whatever works for you. Before we get started, you know the deal. I always showcase your recreations of my spreads from last month. You can see them up there. They are just amazing and beautiful and wonderful. Keep them coming, guys. If you want to send me a recreation, you can tag me in an Instagram photo at AmandaRageDoodles on Instagram. Make sure to tag me in the photo, not just the caption, because then I can like them and comment them and all of that fun stuff. I cannot wait to see you guys recreate this month's spread as well. I did also want to mention my Instagram because I've actually been doing these fun little Instagram lives where I do my weekly spread setups on Sundays before the week starts. So if you want to be a part of the next live stream, make sure you go follow me on Instagram at AmandaRageDoodles and you can hang out with me there. It's been really awesome doing them on a weekly basis, and they're a little bit more chill, and you can actually see like my real-time process of making my weekly spread. So go do that, send the recreations, all of that. Cannot wait to see it. But anyways, I think that's it. Oh wait, no! How could I forget? I do have a really exciting announcement that I want to tell you guys all about, so be sure to stay tuned till the end and I will give you all the details on that. But now, without further ado, I'm going to hand you off to the voiceover. Alright, so you guys have been asking me to do this theme since forever, and I'm finally getting around to do it. November's bullet journal theme is crystals, and the accent color that I decided to do this month is a lavender light purple. It's really pretty and I feel like it just gives off some amethyst vibes, which I love. I'm using a cocktail of different lavender markers to color in all of the crystals. The first one is a Tombow dual brush pen in 603. I'm also using the Tombow dual brush pen in 620, which is actually a part of the new pastel pack. I'm using one of the Crayola Supertips as well as a zebra Mildliner, but I think altogether the slight variations in purple just give it some more visual interest, and I love how this cover page turned out. It's definitely one of my favorites so far. I think we really did the crystal theme justice. Anyways, moving on to my monthly spread. Again, you guys know I've been really digging the standard calendar layout, so I decided to do that again this month, except this month I did some rounded edges around the actual calendar just to switch things up. Just in case you guys were wondering, each box is 6 by 6 and I left 2 dots on the bottom and 2 dots on the right side in terms of spacing. For the standard Leuchtturm journal, at least. I know you guys find it really helpful when I tell you guys the dot spacing, so I'm going to try to do that for this month. For the title, I decided to, again, use the Tombow dual brush pen for some cursive lettering. I did a drop shadow and I tried to do some ombre lettering with the Tombow dual brush pen, and what I did was just kind of go over the top parts of the letters, and that gives it a darker look on the top and a lighter look on the bottom. Nothing really special about the numbers in the calendar. I wanted to keep this layout pretty simple, so I just did a little lavender dot and put the numbers on top of that. In the corner, I did some more amethyst crystals sprouting out from the top just because there's an empty space, and why not? By the way, I am going to be doing a little Instagram doodle tutorial on how to draw these crystals because I had so much fun doodling these crystals and playing around with all of the different shapes and designs that you can do, so I'm definitely going to be helping you guys out over there, so be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to see that. I forgot to mention that I of course had my November YouTube growth tracker in the bottom left corner. Okay, so for the next page, I actually found out something really cool when I was doing one of my live streams, and that is that the Tombow dual brush pens are water soluble. So if you put some water over it, it kind of makes it look like watercolor. So I decided to play around with that, and I kind of blurred the edges of the Tombow dual brush pen, and it looks really, really pretty. For the mood tracker, I'm going to be drawing a bunch of different crystals, similar to how I did the leaves in my October spread. Each crystal is going to represent each day, and then every day I'm going to fill in a crystal with the color depending on my mood. And I did put a legend in the bottom to show what color represents what mood. I've been loving doing these creative mood trackers. I feel like it makes me motivated to actually do them and want to keep up with them. So it's been really fun thinking of new, different, creative ways to do these mood trackers. By the way, I know you guys always ask me what pens and fine liners I'm using. I do always link them in the description box, but right now I'm using the Pigma Micron 0.3, and the other Pigma Micron that I used in this video was 0.5. So I kind of switched between the two. And then the black brush pen that I used is the Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in the hard tip. But back to the mood tracker, I tried to lay out the crystals in a very horizontal or vertical layout, so it gives off a very scientific diagram vibe, which I think is really cool. For my habit tracker, I decided to do, again, my vertical habit tracker layout, which is a little bit different. It's pretty much the same, except this time I don't need to keep rotating my book in order to fill out my habit tracker. So I'm putting all of the habits that I want to track at the top, the numbers down the bottom. Of course, I had to put some more crystals sprouting out from the corners of the tracker, as well as floating around in the blank space, and I thought it just made it look very mystical. This spread is definitely one of my favorites from this month. I think the mood tracker and the habit tracker look so good next to each other. They have similar elements and they just complement each other. The next spreads that I'm doing are my expense trackers and my video ideas page. So for the expense tracker, I did the same kind of watercolor thing with the Tombow dual brush pens. And then for the video ideas, I'm actually doing in all caps, taller font, not the same as like the cursive font. And I decided to draw a bunch of crystals that look like they are hanging down from the ceiling. So I just did a bunch of different shapes and then drew lines straight up from them until they hit the top of the page. And there you go. It's a simple kind of decoration. For the expense tracker, I did the same type of font, and this time I just did crystals floating around because I wanted to leave more space for the actual tracker. And this expense tracker layout is the standard layout that I've been using since I started bullet journaling, just because it really does work for me and I just like things to be clean and simple. On the contrary to that, the pages that I of course switch up all the time are my weekly spread pages. This month I decided to bring back a layout that I haven't used in a while, but I forgot how much I loved it. It's the kind of 4-column layout where there's 2 columns on each page, and I have the weekly events sidebar on the leftmost column, and then I do each day on the right column. That's a really bad description, but you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. In case you are wondering, the height of each daily box is 9 dots, and then the width of each box is about 14 dots, but you can switch up the amount of dots for the width depending on how wide you want your weekly events sidebar to be. I'm doing the same tall all caps font with my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen that I did for the video ideas and expense tracker page, and I feel like when you use similar fonts throughout your pages, it just kind of makes it more cohesive. I also have a section at the bottom that is titled Next Week, which I just put tasks that I want to remember to put in my weekly spread for the following week. I'm also doing a monthly calendar, a tiny version in the top corner, and I wanted to just do that just so I can have a visual layout of the month. In the bottom, I'm doing some doodles of crystals. You guys know the deal. I really like the way these crystal cluster doodles look, especially kind of sprouting out from the corners and edges of things. They just look really awesome, and it kind of brings me back to my childhood. Did anyone else buy those crystals and rocks from gift shops that were like super cheap? Don't even know if they were real rocks, but I always thought I was such a geologist when I was able to get my hands on one of those. In the remaining blank space, I did a quote talking about the 3 C's: choice, chance, and change. It says you have to make the choice to take the chance if you want anything to change, which is kind of my mantra this month. You guys have been asking what I'm going to be doing now that my bullet journal is running out of pages, and I wanted to show you guys what I decided on. So I had an extra Leuchtturm journal that I kind of used for scrap. It was half filled. So what I did was use an X-Acto knife to rip out one of the booklets in the book. I just kind of took out the middle threading and I just taped it right into the back. So I attached the back page to the back page of the attachment. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, here's the final flip through of my November planner setup. I hope you guys like it. But as I mentioned earlier, I have a super exciting announcement to tell you guys about, so please keep on watching. Alright everyone, so I hope you enjoyed my November plan with me. Make sure you tag me in your creations at AmandaRachDoodles on Instagram. You can also follow me there if you want to check out the Instagram lives I was talking about earlier where I do my weekly spread setups. But now for my exciting announcement. I'm really excited to announce that I'm actually going to be teaching a class over on Skillshare. You guys know that I've done a bunch of stuff with Skillshare in the past, but now it's time for me to actually teach a class. I really love their platform and what they do. They're an online learning community with over 15,000 classes in photo, design, and more. I'm going to be talking about different ways you can add creativity to your journals and agendas. So that means there's more lettering ideas, more doodling ideas, all of that fun stuff. So you can check out the link down below if you want to try out my class. Premium membership starts as low as $10 a month, and you can even learn from anywhere on the go on their mobile app. So it's just a really awesome platform. Of course, if you want to support me and see more stuff from me, go check that out. And I hope you guys enjoy the exclusive content over there. By the way, this is exclusive. I'm not going to be posting the Skillshare stuff on my channel, so it's going to be like a secret club that you can join. And I think that's everything. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye everyone.